Hello everyone, welcome to IDX TV. I am here at the WMX Asia Conference 2022 and I'm joined by, right now, Miss Yvonne Cao, who is from ECMS Express. It's really great to have you here. How do you feel about being here at the WMX Asia?
Thank you for having me. I haven't been back to Thailand for so many years, so it's absolutely amazing to be back here. It's my first time at WMX, so it's really great. There's a lot of familiar faces, partners. So yeah, it's awesome.
Right, so Yvonne, we would like to know more now about your company, which is ECMS Express. I'll just call it ECMS, is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does the ECMS do? What are your key features of this company?
Sure. We are an international courier, so we support cross-border e-commerce shippers around the world. We pride ourselves to be a premium but economic solutions as an alternative to Express. Yeah.
When talking about shipping companies, postal companies, there are so many competitions out there. What is EMS' unique selling point and what makes your company stand out from others?
Yeah, absolutely. If I think about a postal solutions, right, it's really, really big. There's a lot of infrastructures behind it. From our end, we're not a postal service by any means. We really provide a DTP solutions. We provide, end-to-end tracking. So I think it's a combination of like technology, the actual service that we provide that really controls, the line hold, the customs clearance, that make our service to be very stable, good quality, provide the best solutions to our customer. Yeah.
Now, talking about the Southeast Asia market, obviously this market has grown exponentially in terms of export, and we considered ourselves as a production base. So how can Southeast Asian producers benefit from ECMS?
Yeah, so I think, if we think about the region, there are both sides, actually, both import and export. It has really grown, for the past decade. From our side, we see, from import perspective, there's actually also a lot of growth. There's a lot of high value shipments coming into this region. From an export perspective, we support a lot of destinations, going to US, going to EU. We are a clearance broker wherever we can. So, in the UK, we're ETS facilities ourselves. We're integrated with all the last mile carriers. We can really support the export business, also for the sellers that want to go abroad, go globally.
Moving on to our next question, would you like to share and unwrap some e-commerce and postal last mile trends you are seeing currently?
Yeah, sure. I think previously there are more and more, qualities or services that previously people see as premium, and now really people see it as a guaranteed solutions, right? So if you're thinking about PODs or end-to-end trackings, maybe like 20 years ago, it's not something everyone take it for granted. But now we really see that, okay, we need to have an accurate POD. We need to have, an end-to-end tracking to make sure I know exactly where is the shipment. I think that's quite important. Other than that, I think the network, the global reach is quite important as well. Previously, it could be, a dot to dot, right? It can be just only from China to US, but now people really think about going globally, as in like not only to US, but where else can you go? To have that global network, I think is quite important.
Apart from exports that ECMS do into, for example, the United States, how do you help regulate imports from other countries into the Asian market and Southeast Asia?
Sure, absolutely. Again, we really see a lot of growth for the past decade, right? Because of the income growth in the region, there are a lot of actually high value shipments coming in, let's say high fashion goods, electronics. So for us, we really do have that expertise. So we are a customs broker ourselves. In China, in Japan, those are the key markets we go in, as long as Korea, every Southeast Asian countries. So we provide a duty paid solutions. So the consignee no longer need to be worried about, okay, what is the duties that are due for the specific shipment. That will be handled by ECMS and also our customer, the platforms. Other than that, really providing that expertise in duties and tax, letting people understand what is the landing cost for the shipment is quite important. And that is a service we provide as well.
So apart from just physical shipment, you actually help with the documentations, the tax, the rules and regulations too. Is that correct? Mm. What do you would say is right now a very attractive market for Southeast Asian producers to export their products? Which market right now is such a huge market in demand for our products?
Yeah, sure. I think you have the normal suspect, right? Like a lot of it is going into the U.S., going into EU, but I think it's important that you also look beyond that. There's a lot of growth in South America. We see a lot of growth into like Turkey specifically. Definitely things to explore. Yeah.
With the increase in amount of packagings, goods and services and commodities being exported, is there a problem when it comes to ECMS to make sure that all shipments and all products are shipped on time and fast and convenient as well?
Sure. Yeah. Again, I think when we're looking at a product or a value proposition, pricing is not the only thing. A service level is very important, and not only that, you want a speedy service, but also a stable service, right? If we're thinking about the average transit time, it's actually very different from you're saying, okay, I want to track the 97 percentile. That means 97% of my shipments, I'm ensuring my promised time. A lot of work has to be done there. For example, controlling your line haul. So from ECMS side, we sign our own block space agreement with airlines. We build our own PMCs, AKEs to ensure, that's something we don't outsource externally, so we can really control the quality. Customs clearance is also another key leg in the whole process. For that, we really want to ensure the manifest information, the data is accurate to start with. So, there is no back and forth once that order information has been placed. We want to make sure we have a smooth transition across the border. Yeah.
Now, moving on to innovation and technology, does ECMS have any future plans to bring in innovation and technology in order to make ECMS a better company and perhaps more convenient for clients, both sides, both importers and exporters?
Yeah, so we always pride ourselves to say we're the best tech company in the logistic industry, and we're the best logistic company in the tech industry. So especially for parcel deliveries, right? It's a bit different from general cargo. There's so much data you can analyze. There's so many trends actually are embedded in those data. It's really about how you utilize those. We're constantly improving ourselves. We listen to what our customer needs and what's the desire. Out of our company, 30% of our employees are actually in the tech team. So I wouldn't say a specific feature, that's the most important out of everything. But again, it's that constant update and really keep yourself relevant to the market. It's very important.
Right. And out of all the shipping companies there is in the world, what makes sure that there's a return management when it comes to your company, which is ECMS?
Return management.
Return management, because there's so many shipping companies out there that consumers and clients can choose from this and this and this. What makes sure that they come back to you and use your service again and again, which is return management?
Sure. I think it's quite important to understand the nature of the business. For parcel deliveries, if the integration part is actually the most important piece, it's very difficult for integration to happen, to be honest. So it's very important that we understand what is the bottleneck here, and then really provide the tech supports to have that integration with different marketplaces, different customers. Also, of course, again, the service level, the pricing, it's everyone talks about it, but those are the important piece. The customer service, the attention that you give to every customer. At the end of the day, it's a people business. You need to have all the focus. Yeah.
According to the data, e-commerce and postal delivery in Southeast Asia has grown so much in the past 4 years, and in 2020 to 2022, it has grown by 36%. Do you see a huge increase in terms of ECMS shipment in postal areas as well?
Yeah, we absolutely do. So again, we're not a postal solution. We are a DDP courier solutions, and we see the growth tremendously in that market. We have two growth aspects. One is we grow with our customer, right? They have their year-over-year growth, we grow on that, and we definitely see it. And also, we keep developing new customers. There are so many new customers that wanting to ship into that region that previously they are not. We really provide our expertise, helping them to understand the market, the right focus. So yeah, we see the growth.
Finally, we would like to know what are some really popular products from Southeast Asia that get shipped into, for example, the United States, the European nation, and vice versa. What are some really popular products that get shipped from those countries into the Southeast Asian or the Asian market?
Sure. I wouldn't say a specific product, but I would say some of the value proposition is a bit different. If we're looking at inbound into Asia, a lot of it is high value shipments. It can be cosmetics, it can be supplements, something like the value of the shipment is quite high. If we look at the other way around, shipments are a bit lighter, so you really have to be competitive. For shipments that's less than a pound, it's a bit lower value shipment, but it's very pricing driven.
Is there any specific products that you feel is really popular from Asia to the European nations?
Sure. I think the trend is always changing a bit. Definitely, I think going out of Southeast Asia, we see a lot of like mass merchant, like regular day-to-day kind of product. There are very country-specific products. If you look at Japan, right, there's actually there's the Japanese culture in the things that is shipping abroad. Definitely, we see that.
For example, samurai swords.
Yes,
the culture.
Yes, the comic stuff.
Of course.
Absolutely, a lot of those. If you're coming into Asia, I would say branding is very important. A lot of the famous brands, we do see those volume flowing in.
And finally, how do you feel about being here with IDX TV? How do you feel about all of this right now?
No, I think it's really great. Like you really have this platform for everyone just to speak on their thoughts, their business model. It's a really good event to connect everyone, on an individual basis. But this is a platform that not only the inside people can hear, but also talking to a bigger audience. So I think it's great. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much for being here as part of the WMX Asia, and most importantly, thank you for being with the IDX TV, hosted and brought to you by CCL. We would like to thank Yvonne Cao from ECMS Express. Thank you for an exclusive interview. And you have been watching IDX TV, brought to you by CCL.